3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Royal Ramble with Jonathan Mellis and your tag. Wait, what's happening here? Azrael and where's B.A. Marcus Frey?
B.A.'s mad. He's salty with me, as the kids would say. We're still the tag team champions. I didn't let your leg get broken. I didn't let it get cut off, B.A. B.A.'s home resting after he broke his ankle, cracked his ankle through on, what was the name of the show? Injustice for All, that was on June 1st. He got his leg caught, and Freddie Flores, I didn't know what to do, but you know what? I didn't bust you open, I didn't hit you, I didn't let Gabriel hit you, so you're welcome for that. So I hope B.A., wherever he is, he's pouring some Robitussin on it, getting some tussin in the veins, getting some chicken soup, and just bathing in the Robitussin so that he can be ready for June 29th where we defend our tag team championships.
Some Epsom salts and a big, nice hot bath. Keep it iced and elevated, young man. We'll see you again next week.
A lot of cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter?
A lot of cocoa butter.
I don't know if that. I don't know.
If you want to go rub it on him, Joe, I'm sure.
I'll be right back.
I'm sure he'll be awake. I'll give him a call. Hey, B.A., stay awake. Don't wander off to sleep or nothing. Joey the Bull's coming over.
Yeah, this last Saturday here at the Delaware Training Center, we had GCF's Injustice for All.
Sorry.
And B.A. Marcus Frey made his GCF debut.
Against Freddie Flores.
And you were in the corner of your tag team partner's adversary.
Freddie Flores.
Yes.
With divine intervention, we took over all of GCF. We played that entire show like a finely tuned fiddle, and I'm like the devil that plays the fiddle against you with my golden violin there at the crossroads. And we're going to get the tag team titles back on June 22nd at D6W, and then everybody's going to be happy. Everybody will be my friend.
Wait a minute. You're in that tournament, yeah?
Divine Intervention. Freddie Flores and Freddie Helmuth are in a tag team tournament, and I'll be wrestling Johnny Suave for my High Desert Championship. Suave fled California to live out in Arizona in the desert, but he's not the champion of the desert. I'm the champion of the whole wide desert, and we are bringing commerce to the city of Barstow. There's a target that they put in. It's got 2 lanes and everything. I am bringing jobs. I am bringing opportunity to the city of Barstow.
Shouldn't there be a tournament to determine the number 1 contender?
That would be silly. No, that would be a lot of nonsense.
That sounds ridiculous to me too. In any case, B.A. Marcus Frey is injured, so does that put your tag team titles in jeopardy?
Yeah, he'll get better, you know what I mean? Got a little Robitussin in his veins. I'm sure he's got health insurance. He seems like he's got a good job and everything. I'm sure B.A. will be, we didn't cut off his foot or anything. He'll be able to roam again. He'll be able to get back. He'll be back to work here on June 29th.
So what you're saying is B.A. will be A-okay.
He's bad at making friends, but he's good at healing.
All
he's
right,
good at healing.
I
know. Hey, by the way, karma's a hell of a thing, B.A. Marcus Frey. You broke my ankle. Now how's his foot doing?
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That's your
Not
tag
so
team
good.
partner.
Circles around. I can carry the team. I'll just throw him on my back on the 29th. He might not be 100%, but I'm going to be 120%. He might be at 80. I might be at 120. If he's at 50, I'll be at 160. And we've got a 66 2/3 chance of winning this tag team match on June 29th.
Well, real quick, Marco Gutierrez said $5 if anybody can name all 47 members of Divine Intervention.
Well, I know they just lost one, so it's 46.
Well, B.A. Marcus Frey, I admire his ruthlessness. Everybody in Divine Intervention is like, no, we hate B.A. Marcus Frey. But you know what? He got rid of a guy. He took the spot. He put Angel out with whatever crowbar or kendo stick, nightstick, something big and black and heavy that B.A. hits people with over the head all the time, and he put out Angel Atu. So then he took the spot, and then he was there.
I'll have to give B.A. a raise.
Well, B.A. right now is asking me and Azrael got some things to talk about.
We've got a lot of things to talk about, and usually you're here to talk about them. Trying to keep me on the straight and narrow. Now I am swerving, getting drunk in front of the 7-Eleven before the show. I'm going to go have I'm going to have about 27 Locos in my system before the end of this evening. And speaking of Locos, what about Mariachi Loco stabbing us in the back? Sneaking out from the alley where he lives, behind the dumpster over there, out behind the De La Jiu-Jitsu studio.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Him and his plutonic life partner, Lil Cholo.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's 2019.
Said platonic life partner. There's nothing wrong with that.
What, he's radioactive? What do you mean? What's plutonic?
Not plutonium.
He's super
What?
Antoninos.
Is he going to explode? I don't want him around me if he's radioactive.
In any case, they saw fit to crash the party a couple weeks back at our show, the Hard Times.
I remember.
Yeah. And so when I approached them and said, hey guys, you know what, you can't be doing this. If you want to keep running classes here and you want to meet these boys in the ring, you show up at our show, sign the contract, wrestle for those tag team titles. I know both are guys who've been in Orange County for as long as I have. Both are proud to be from Orange County. One of them is even an Angels fan for some reason. But we are Orange County Championship Wrestling. We are Orange County. You come here and you show me your Orange County. So we'll see. You know, they didn't sign a contract to wrestle. They haven't done anything yet. They're just kind of snarky about the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Well, are they coming or are they not? Are we going to be having a piñata on a pole match for my tag team titles? I need to be ready, man. Do I have to learn a dance like a quinceañera? Are we going to be, hat dancing around?
No, but you may have to go back to those accordion lessons if you really want to lure them in.
Okay. Mama wanted me to be a musician, and I picked accordion. What do you want me to do? You gotta bring that up in front of everybody?
Well, no, they
just because I'm a master of the accordion. It's not the bass guitar. BA plays the bass guitar. He's probably at home right now, plucking at it. All alone, the watchtower.
Jimi Hendrix didn't play the bass guitar. He played lead guitar.
Well, I don't know. They all look whatever. He's like playing guitar right now, lighting it on fire.
All guitars look the same. That's what you're saying.
Look, before next week, B.A. Marcus Frey, you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, and you be ready for our match on June 29th.
Yes.
Mariachi and Cholo ain't nobody to fool around with.
No, they're not. And, they are two of maybe they're the biggest names in Orange County and two of the biggest names in SoCal Wrestling. Certainly two of the best performers. So Cholo, Mariachi, this is Jonathan Malice talking to you. If you guys really want to show us what you're all about, who Orange County really is, you sign and you wrestle my tag team champions. Better yet, I got a better idea, because that might be a bit much for you. You sign the contract. I'll give you a chance to prove that you're good enough to face B.A. Marcus Frey and Azrael. But,
I'm ready, man. I'm excited.
To quote Eric Bischoff, they just won't do it.
I need you to seal this deal, John. Seal this deal. Offer him 2 tortas.
And if you don't understand, push the SAP button.
Yeah, that's right. SAP. Yes, for your...
29 Juno, en la primera lucha, it'll be Azrael y Grande Negro versus Mariachi Loco y Cholo Pobrecito.
Marcus Frey.
So, I'm not fluent or nothing. I'm trying to learn, though. Mariachi yelled some very mean things, I'm pretty sure. A lot of the crowd was booing and stuff, so he had to be saying something.
And by the way, thank you. When they shoved me off the ring, you caught me. I appreciate that.
Look, I don't want the...
Really showing love to the employer. I like that. Let's shift gears for a minute. Okay. There's a couple topics on the table for this week in the world of wrestling. Let's talk a little bit about, and this is topical, not just because I'm part of the wrestling world, but because I am part of the real world as well. And it's been controversial in the past. Controversy has never been enough to make Vince McMahon change his mind. But what is the name of the pay-per-view they're doing in Saudi Arabia again? Is it the Big Challenge or some nonsense like that?
Oh.
I like money.
That's what it called. I have no scruples or morals.
Cash.
Okay, if you hadn't heard already, Sami Zayn the WWE was asked by the Saudi government not to bring Sami Zayn because A, he's Jewish, B, he's been to Israel. Now, Vince, Stephanie, Shane, you have a member of your family, your mother, your wife, is a member of what's supposed to be the most patriotic American, God bless us, cabinet in the history. It's making America great again. Yet, you seem to be okay with the idea of what's the word I'm looking for? Prejudice and segregating people away from their work. When you said, okay, we'll leave Sami Zayn at home and the guy with the tattoos.
And all the ladies. And Aleister Black.
So we're only going to bring the people that you deem acceptable to your country. As long as you pay us them big dollars, is it 50 million, 52
Well,
million?
isn't Goldberg Jewish too? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
That's
Goldberg
what I
is
think
Jewish.
It's odd.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Goldberg versus the Undertaker, and if you don't like the Devil, it's odd to have the Undertaker
Yeah.
because he has quite a few, questionable tattoos on his person.
It's just, I realize that they are a publicly traded company and they get pressure. I run a private company and I get pressure from people. But the reality is this, Vince. You are a billionaire. That's billion with a B. Billion with a B. You have a $2 billion deal with Fox.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
You don't really need more money.
And you've pretty much cornered the market in wrestling. Now you're getting little chirps over here from this other group, but for the most part, your company is as profitable as any in the United States, and you cannot be convinced to not set civil rights back to the third world.
If you want to boycott WWE, you have to boycott the United States government if you don't like people that do business with Saudi Arabia.
Well,
You sell them quite a lot of weapons to the tune of a couple of $100 billion worth. And a lot of them fall on the country of Yemen. It's all true. That ain't no joke.
No.
That ain't no joke.
Okay.
Bombs with the American flag. Whee! All over the place.
My point is that I don't think that the Saudis really care if a Jewish guy built that Scud missile.
We have the
heat-seeking
Patriot missile, by God.
RPG. Yeah, I don't think that they would say, hey, no, don't send us those M16s because Murray Schlamovitz, is the lead manager on the production line that makes those. Right?
It's a weird concept to have. They're trying to pitch it as like it's a WrestleMania caliber show. And they say that literally, like in the most like ham-handed, heavy-fisted, like ever. A WrestleMania caliber show, the greatest thing you'll ever see.
And it's called the Super Showdown.
Super Showdown. That's
Yeah.
right. Well, it's not so super, right? If you are eliminating people because of their sex, their religion, and their travel history, I just think that Vince, you're.
It's the Divas Revolution until they start asking for funny things like the right to vote and to wear shoes and go out without their husband's approval.
It's puzzling to me because for as long as I remember, Vince McMahon was always all about God bless the USA, and here you have
But the USA does a lot of business with Saudi Arabia. You can see Trump with his hands on each one of the guys going, doo.
saw the bushes,
I love
man.
oil, we love oil. You can go back to every president in the history of ever.
Are we still gonna do business if we wind up with a Jewish president?
Man, that would be interesting to see. Let's go vote for a Jewish president
And let's
this time.
remember, the Bushes go there and they hang out with those guys all the time. Former
Yeah.
presidents go there. Every one of those presidents has been
Every
to Israel.
president ever.
They've all been to Israel as well.
Yes.
So why are they allowed to go from place to place?
Probably because they're the commander-in-chief of the largest military on earth.
My
And
point.
Vince McMahon
That
has
goes-
one Marine on staff,
They
and
all
that's
know problem.
John Cena.
Well,
and he himself will not be able to overcome.
hats off to John Cena and.
Oh yeah, he's not going.
Yeah, he refuses to go.
Kevin Owens isn't going. Kevin Owens said that.
All right,
He don't want to have to eat the airplane food. It's a long flight.
Wait.
Kevin Owens is a hungry man.
way to be. And that's all I'm gonna say on it because we're gonna go. I'm gonna sound like the crazy man raging against the rain. But
I mean, it's on at like 2 PM on a Friday. I think I'm probably not going to see it either.
nobody. Well, the point is nobody can watch it and they'll still turn a profit. That's the whole thing. They're getting paid upfront money.
And Luis Tapia made a big deal about it the first time around. You and me both, Luis Tapia. And what did you say? Something like "fuck Vince McMahon." Something's.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that.
I
pretty
probably did.
pointedly.
No, I said, "Hey, Vince McMahon, fuck you."
Right.
But
I'm not gonna meet him or nothing. The hell with it.
No. There's just so much. I've been following the WWF since it was the WWF, and I've watched as he systematically dismantled professional wrestling, and that's fine. That's business, right? This is not business. This is exclusion. This is.
They should have Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter on the card. Can Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter fight Hulk Hogan and John Cena?
They would be the faces, wouldn't they?
Yes, that would be weird as hell to
With
see.
Sheik Adnan Al-Casey?
That would be very different.
I saw Jim
That'd be like
That'd be really...
that'd be like they go to Canada and Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, and you're like, oh my god.
Except, yeah, interesting. That's an interesting
What a
idea.
bizarro
Wouldn't that be
world
great,
we live in.
right? What was the one guy that they was it Tiger Ali Singh? Was he the one that they tried to make into a terrorist when they had that angle and then they cut it short?
No,
years back?
Muhammad Hassan, I think it was.
Okay.
And then he did something that was a lot too close to what actually happened on TV, and he kind of got screwed over.
Oh, well, see, if they
Exactly.
took him there, he'd be their face. He would be the John Cena of no.
Yes, Sergeant Slaughter with the curled boots and
Yeah.
the Iraqi flag.
But
Wait, no, no, wait,
Yeah,
they all,
Iraq.
they're not all exactly the same,
No,
right?
no.
They don't all get along always.
No, yes. Well, they got along for that. Remember, the Sheik was from Iran. Sergeant Slaughter was an Iraqi sympathizer, which is a contradiction in and
Can
of
we have
itself.
Goldberg versus the Iron Sheik?
They all wear turbans on. The turbans.
And in comes
Hacksaw Jim
Jinder
Duggan.
Mahal. Jinder Mahal runs in and
Well,
nukes them
Hacksaw
both.
Duggan, yeah.
Yeah, then Hacksaw nukes
Oh!
everybody.
All right. That said, okay, that's all I want to talk. I just wanted to say something about it. If you're out there and you're watching, send in your point of view, and please don't come at me with, well, he's making money, isn't he? That's
There you
weak,
go.
right?
Muhammad
That's
Hassan strangled Undertaker with a piano wire. That's what he did.
That's what he did. Tried to behead him.
That was yes.
they were trying to make
really
it out.
not the time or place.
Oh yeah, that's
that
yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay, well yeah, okay, and so no, but it's okay to not let Jewish wrestlers go to your WrestleMania style show.
No, I wouldn't do business with Saudi Arabia. I don't need that kind of money.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to give a shout out to some of our peeps watching out there. We got Jessica, we got Brian, we also got Paul, of course Luis Tapia,
Luis.
Steve, Mr. DJ Dodge,
Steve
is
Dodge.
watching, Marco Gutierrez, and I believe that's Dustin Moya's watching, CJ's watching.
Is Human
That's-
Tornado still watching?
Yeah,
Tornado, are you
I think
there?
Tornado's still
Watching what? Watching our show or watching the
No,
walls?
he's watching us
Okay.
from
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
Put that TV down, Tornado.
Human Tornado,
Put
yeah, put the TV down.
Chris Alexander.
He's got his.
Put that TV down.
He's
And
practicing
I want to give a
his
shout out to
guitar.
Dustin Lawyer and his lobster and cats. I'm sure, I know that he doesn't have a lot other than this show. So
I'm still
don't let the cats play with the lobster, Dustin, this time. I remember you were pretty upset because of the injury and the hours you spent in the veterinarian's office that night.
And I'm still waiting for the show. Remember, he was supposed to be a guest on our show one day.
Yeah, Dustin Lawyer. You know what? I don't like to say this out loud, but I think maybe he doesn't leave the house. He has one of the agoraphobia. Is that what that is?
That's probably why they watch so much wrestling.
Yes. In any case, let's shift gears again. We're talking again about AEW now. This is just a small sidelight about AEW.
You did not make Thunder and Lightning, by God. I am the Lightning and BA is the Thunder with his deep, bass voice.
Well, that would
Sounded
be
like,
you would be the lobster,
"Let's get it on."
and he's got like a black tabby cat. So that would be. Wait, which one are you? You're Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
Oh, you're
damn it.
Lightning. So
I'm-
that would be the lobster, the red one, right?
right. I'm strong and I go down smooth. That's what the ladies call me, White Lightning.
Lightning, right? Gotcha. I heard it was because you come.
And I'm
quick.
electrifying.
You're there
I got
and you're gone.
chills, and they're multiplying. See, I'm a rapist.
On the power you're supplying.
Right?
Yes. Okay. AEW. I know for their last two shows, they kept track of the records of the wrestlers. Now, that's the first time. I mean, there were certain guys. I remember UWF, the Bill Watts promotion, kept record of this one guy, Mike Boyette, who was 0 and I think 40 something by the time they left. And I know they kept Goldberg's record for however long that was. But for the most part, pro wrestling and record keeping, as far as wins and losses go, has been negligible.
Well, Gusten Uberstood is 147-0 since he took over as OCCW or a Lucha Pro champion.
Yeah, well, he's undefeated as Lucha Pro.
And we have a pending match, so there is an asterisk on that 147-0.
That's right.
I am the asterisk in the 147.
Yes, the asterisk, because that is to be determined, right?
Yeah, not over yet.
Not over yet.
We got a match that's still running, buddy. So,
It may go
if you
down
can
in-
find me, if you can track me down to the studio here. We're taking a break,
It may go down in history as the longest wrestling match in the history of long wrestling matches.
It's still going.
No,
It's still going. I ain't beating him. He ain't beat me. And it's only getting hotter and hotter as the days progress into the summer.
And you know what? You just never know how that's going to end. Your thoughts on record keeping, AEW? How about you, Joey the Bull? What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's all I can say.
I think the wins and losses should always matter. You don't necessarily have to have like he's 6-2, like they're the Vikings and the Raiders and whatnot in the football. But it should matter if you win or lose. And you have a ranking system. If you ever read what was it, PWI, where they have every promotion and they have the top 10 guys, and like number 1 should face number 2, and why would the pay-per-view be number 2 versus number 9? That's like UFC silliness.
Well, yeah, but I think those rankings are subjective, right? When you try to put objectivity into them, right, with numbers. Right? In pro wrestling, if that's going to steer you right towards 50-50 booking, don't you think? Let me give you an example. Ric Flair. Probably the greatest, would you say the greatest wrestler? Maybe you'd say Shawn Michaels, but I'm going to say Ric Flair.
Yeah, because I like color television.
I'm going to say Ric Flair, regarded by many as the greatest wrestler of our time.
Vote? Ric Flair, remember?
Would you go as far as to say that he probably has a losing record, and by a lot?
Yes.
Yes.
Boy, howdy.
Right, and so,
I've seen some of these one-loss records, by the way. Bray Wyatt is less than impressive.
I just think, I think that record keeping in pro wrestling it doesn't fit what pro wrestling is. No. Right? No. So that's, I guess if you have nothing to add,
it's something to look to. It's something people do. There's been tournaments, round robin tournaments with point totals established.
I remember that, the Future Shock NWA. I remember that. I saw that. Did you watch that?
In San Diego, Ground Zero ran a tournament where it was like 2 points for a win, nothing for a loss, and 1 for a tie, and then like the winners at the end were the highest points.
Okay, but
so it's a concept that's been used in modern times.
But they're actually gonna keep these records. So like as you see. Cody Rhodes walking to the ring, his record is going to be Cody Rhodes, 260 pounds, out of Austin, Lubbock, Texas, wherever the hell he's from, right? And then they're going to show his record.
I mean, if you should keep track of that, it should matter.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, it should matter. Who wins and loses should matter.
Well, it does matter in the moment, but do you think keeping track... No, obviously you
keep track.
You think you should keep track. Well, that's interesting.
If I'm the promoter for the show, the guys that are winning should be fighting each other, and the guys that are losing should fall slowly down the card into the 24/7 championship.
Interesting. We disagree, but that's you make a good point.
I mean, the only thing I believe in is when they mention how many titles they won, like either the 5-time or 10-time champion.
Right.
I believe that, but the whole record keeping, showing on their name. That's kind of weird.
And it's going to get messy, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Because if you're the promoter, you'd want to, watch the show and know who won and who lost.
Well, doesn't that put Kenny Omega, at 0-2? Or is it AJ Styles? One of those guys.
He's not up for the championship. They got Hangman Page versus Jericho.
If you want to see a record, go online. Look on the computer. Don't put it on the TV.
They're probably going to put it under the guys he walks out because everybody likes the UFC presentation. And the UFC, they're like, he's 6-3 and 2 no contests, and they'll do the same thing. The Undertaker's like 1,800 and 600 and 300. He's got some ridiculous number of matches.
And that's my point.
But they've been keeping track because they know that somebody knows that number.
Well, that's only because every match he's wrestled in the last 20 years has been videotaped and logged and recorded.
You'd like to think that the people writing the show watch it as much as the people who watch the show at home and know who's beating who.
Well, let me ask you: Did you? Who was your favorite wrestler?
Shawn Michaels. Boy, howdy.
What is his record?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, about.
But he had a pretty good one against The Undertaker, and they brought that up from time to time. Nobody has more wins against The Undertaker than Shawn Michaels.
But they didn't put a number.
No, they never put it on
right?
the bottom of the screen, 27-6, 2.
Well, put it this way, Azrael, do you know your own record?
Actually, I don't. I really wanted to know. I wanted to be that guy when I started. Chris Jericho, he kept track. He writes his first 1,001 matches, and I'm like, I'm gonna be that guy. Boy, howdy, I'm gonna know the ones losses, and I'm like 3-6. You know what? This is stupid. Why am I keeping track of this? This makes me, want to cry. And then I lost one to Rudy, and I was like, the hell with it, and I just burned the paper.
Now, one could make the argument that AEW is trying to be more sports oriented.
Yes.
Right? They're trying to make it look more like the
WWE
UFC?
on Fox.
Or are they trying to make it look more like MMA, UFC?
Everybody wants to look like UFC.
Okay. Why? MMA people do not like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling people do like MMA. It doesn't go the other way around. All right? I never realized how much MMA people hated pro wrestling until I started a pro wrestling company and tried to get them to come to my show.
And you are so far 0 forever. from getting anybody from the jiu-jitsu class to show up.
Right? I know you're absolutely right, and I just think that
Lucy came once.
Yes.
Lucy and Yasmin came, thanks to yours truly. You're welcome after failing for 6 years.
They wanted to beat you up again. I think.
Well, you know, that's called being a draw in this business. People want to see me get hurt.
So I'm going to give a thumbs down to the record keeping in AEW. Joey the Bull gives it an enthusiastic thumbs down, while
2 thumbs up, so we're at a draw.
So we have a draw. Yes, that's the new math. You heard his math skills.
So
earlier.
this episode of the Royal Ramble has been declared a draw for the record keeping at home.
Well, we're going to ask this next, our first guest, his opinion on the whole situation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Yummy Yummy. I know him as Gusten Uberstud. The world knows him as the former OCCW heavyweight champion and current Lucha Pro champion. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Gusten Thunder Uberstud.
Yeah, that's right.
And the rest of the world knows me as Daddy. Especially that man right there. I usually sit next to him, but I don't know after the shenanigans.
All right, come here. Let's finish this. Let's finish this right
finish
now.
it now.
I got you.
Come
here.
here.
Come here. I got you.
Help me, John Malice. Help me, John Malice. Help me, Bulletproof.
We don't have a referee.
Round to break.
We don't have a referee.
Round to break.
Help me, Louis. Stop
All
me.
right, round break, Louis.
You're good.
Bring me some water.
Okay, real quick before we get into what you wanted to talk about, let's talk a bit about this record keeping in AEW. What is your opinion on such things?
I never kept record until I won this Lucha Pro Championship, and now I'm 153-0. Just like Azrael said, one little asterisk, but we'll take care of that.
Right? It's
We'll
still
see
running.
how that goes. It's still running since November.
We're picking up steam in this match.
Is it hot in here, Joey, or is it just me?
Yeah. Let me
Both things are
let me
true.
put on my
Just-
shirt. Sorry.
Let's take
All
off
right.
our clothes.
The champ
let's-
gets
no,
here,
no,
and
let's
all of
not
a
do
sudden
this.
you're hot under the collar.
No, it's
You know?
literally very warm in here.
I
I'm just saying.
steam the place.
And I tried to make friends with him in mid-match after getting it all bounced in my face. I was like, I don't need this. Let's just agree to disagree. And then we hugged, and then he threw me. You threw me in the middle of a center. I thought we were on the same page
Well, you can
for a
still be
minute there.
friends and wrestle. Gustin.
Yes, sir.
We were having a moment, man. It was like a beautiful thing in the history of wrestling. 2 dudes just saying, let's violence doesn't have to solve everything. Then he chucked me over his head.
Hey, no hard feelings. It was just a little dude-on-dude attitude. That's all. That's all it was. Nothing but a thing.
Want to give a shout out to my friend Rick Campos who's watching. How's it going, Rick? Say hi.
Hello, Rick.
Hey,
Rick.
Rick.
is watching too.
Ricky Rick.
Love you, girl. Your opinion on keeping records, win-loss records at AEW, real quick.
I say win-loss records, good thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go thumbs up. I think having a little backdrop for you get a little feud going on, and having a backdrop for who's won against who is not a terrible thing to have.
Okay, now,
It just adds fuel to the fire.
so how are you
If
gonna?
I wasn't keeping record, how would I know that I'm 153-0?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, good point.
All right.
But go ahead.
No,
You were
that's
saying.
that was just what you wanted to talk a little bit about what you got coming up. Let's talk about for a minute. Let's talk about GCF. Okay, now here's the crazy thing. All right, last weekend they had their title match, the championship title match, which was set to an open challenge. Right, Vintage Dragon shows up to accept said challenge, dispatches the champion in
About a
was it
minute and a half. 90 seconds.
90 seconds, just walked right through him. Stomped a mud hole in him and didn't take time to walk it dry.
I hate Vintage Dragon. I don't like Vintage Dragon.
Yeah,
I would
yeah, me
burn
too.
down the
I am
Lucha Pro
too.
Arena, but
Yeah.
I never said he was bad at wrestling. I never
Well-
said he wasn't crafty.
It was frustrating. It was a bittersweet moment because I was glad to see the title change hands, right?
I was happy to see it change hands again later on that
And
evening.
my point was that later that evening, Chris Cadillac, what do they call him, Dad Bod, right? And now, he fits into the pantheon of the weekend of
intervention.
Dad Bods. And he's part of your... Yeah.
Because we rule over all of GCF with an
You
iron
might be
fist.
dad bod, but I'm daddy bod.
Okay, Daddy
Yeah.
Bod. My question to you, and to you,
Ah,
all right? You guys have both been in the ring with Vintage Dragon. I've seen you take it to him, right? Neither one of you guys got rolled up like a schoolgirl, right? But
I got giddy as a schoolgirl
How
when I
come-
took this title right off of his waist and danced my way.
how
all
come
the way back
neither
to
one of
OC?
you accepted that open challenge from that guy?
Well, I had a lot of stuff going on in my mind. We got Freddie Helmuth trying to win the Ultra Violent Championship, and I need to be ready for that. And we were gonna have Chris Cadillac win the Heavyweight Championship, and I gotta be ready for that. And then he came and refocused my, my vision on where it needs to be, and that's wrestling Gusten Oberstüd. Until one of us wins or loses.
I had to keep the peace that night. Your tag team champions over there falling apart. Somebody had to come out and do something about it. I thought, well, I was actually trying to do you a favor. I was trying to keep your mind off of this tension.
It's a
you got
delicate
all this
social situation.
tension with all these men. And
Look.
I'm just breaking it up for you.
All right,
Just
well,
a
let me
good,
just-
friendly wrestling match.
Let
That's
me just
all I was
let me
trying
just
to
put
have.
it to you guys this way. This is our house, right? The show is in our house. Someone, especially that guy, throws down an open challenge to anyone next time. You take it. You take his title and send that punk back home.
Oh, point taken.
You understand?
Vintage Dragon's always in the mix.
Vintage
with stuff.
Dragon
He was
is
here
just
early.
the exact
He was
opposite of
here.
what we needed to win that title.
No, that's exactly what we needed to win the title. If he would have kept the title, then I could have taken that one
And
from him
Divine
too.
Intervention got that title off of him later. So you're welcome. You owe Divine Intervention a thank you. You owe us a Christmas card this year. Ha! And I laughed and laughed when Vintage Dragon was laid on the ground because of Chris Cadillac.
Well, now that you've thinned the herd of DI a little bit, I actually may do
Because
that.
of BA. It's quite a twisted web.
Quite a twisted web. What do you think of all this?
I think you better read that latest comment. We got some snap
Wow.
coming on
BA
strong.
Marcus Gray.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
let's hear it, Jory.
He's saying
Says, I'm looking forward to dismantle Divine Intervention. One member at a time. Wait, just kind of switched on me. Not excluding Azrael.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold
we
on.
can come to some kind of arrangement, Marcus Frey.
You know what? The same thing is happening in other portions of the dojo. Look, let me explain something to you. All right, BA, this is your tag team partner, Azrael. BA is your tag team partner. You are champions. You're making more money than you ever have.
And we're gonna keep winning. We're gonna keep being tag team champions. I don't gotta follow him around 24/7. I don't gotta be at home washing his back right now.
You need to-
I'd be there right now pouring Robitussin on him, but I had to come to the Royal Ramble.
You need to squash this nonsense. Be friend. I've been there. I've had friends who didn't like the other friends that I had. Right? It happens. Right? I did not hang with those guys and poke the stick at the other guy and then turn around and say, "Hey, look at those guys! What they did
I'm
to you."
excited about how it's going. You know, I'd never got to be in a gang or nothing when I was a kid, so now we got all this gang violence. I got one group wants to kill the other group, and I'm just like, tie it in a knot, guys. Tie it in a knot. Take the DI t-shirt and tie it to the BA Marcus Frey shirt, and let's just make a big gang and agree to hate rich people, and then burn City Hall to the ground, and I will be the Lord of Darkness.
Marco Gutierrez says, I don't think he's able to fit all 47 names on a Christmas card.
You write small, Marco Gutierrez. There's always some kind of problem. I'm a solutions man.
And by the way, Voodoo's watching, and Rachel is actually watching.
All right, Voodoo
Hey, yo,
Master.
this starts.
Hey! Who the hell do you think you are? You know I don't do that. You think you with it. Don't you ever disrespect me like that. I'll take this right now. I'm not kidding around.
Somebody
I'm
had
not
to do
kidding
it.
around.
I'm just trying to keep the status quo, man. I'm just trying to keep the status quo.
Hey, I too want to say hello to a beautiful human being. Hi, Voodoo Master.
Oh, BA just said, hey, younger star. He said it right now.
Even
Hey, you know what? I take that back.
Bloody
BA, let me tell you something, BA. You want to keep those titles? Hey, I'm this close to taking that title and giving it to him. And then DI will run around with the tag team title. Don't you disrespect me like that.
stripping people of tag team titles, man. That's some foolishness.
And then what
I gotta correct that on June 22nd.
And then
Divine
what-
Intervention goes to D6W. We gotta win 47 matches, and we gotta win a tag team tournament. And I'm gonna be there to make sure it happens.
Well, you know, if I strip him, you guys, I could have a tournament to determine the number one contender.
Now, wait a
No,
minute.
it
I
doesn't
gotta
make any
put
damn
that-
sense.
I can
No
put those
stripping.
belts on
The only
DI.
stripping is gonna be
We're
me.
stripping.
No stripping. No stripping. No
Oh,
stripping.
damn,
No
I was about to
stripping.
get up.
Yes, I know you were. That's
Shit.
why everyone's sat down. All right. All right. Let's calm down.
Yeah.
Let's take this another direction. June 29th, here at the Della O Training Center, we have No Pity.
In Midway City.
No, it's no longer in Midway City.
Oh, really?
No, it's here in Stanton.
Oh, Stanton, my bad. It's been a long time.
But which is very unique because if you look around Stanton, there's a lot of pitiful souls pushing their shopping carts up and down the street. Which brings me to my next topic.
Del Taco, Taco Bell, El Pollo Loco, which one?
I went to purchase the pizzas for our show last weekend.
Here we go. Another fast food adventure with Jonathan Mattis.
I went to the again Beach and Ball right next door to that.
Quit going there, man. It's nothing but crack hookers and card girls from Lucha Pro.
Okay, well that would be great. If at least crack whores are offering a service, right? They're actually willing to work for whatever it is they're gonna get. I walk into Little Caesars where I pick up the pizzas, right? I open the door for the gentleman, let him go in. That was behind me. Let him go in, right? He goes to the counter and he says, "Hey, I'm waiting for my ride at the bus station, and my phone went dead, and I want to borrow your outlet so I can plug my phone in and charge it up. Can I talk to the manager?"
What?
And the guy behind the counter looks at him, looks at me, says, "Sir, we're not going to be able to let you use, the electricity. I want to talk to a manager then." So the guy behind the counter goes, "Okay, sir, hold on." And he goes and he gets the manager. Blah, blah. I can see them talking it out, what the guy wants. The manager and the employee come out, and they spend 10 minutes talking to this jackass, calling him sir, "Excuse me, please, I'm sorry," to this friggin' obvious drug addict, low-life scumbag who probably stole that phone, right? And doesn't have, any place that has electricity of his own to plug his phone in. I'm sitting here waiting. I can see my pizzas getting colder by the moment. And I'm like, "Hey, can I please pick up my pizzas? I already paid for them. I ordered them like 3 hours ago. I just want to pick them up now. We'll be with you in a second, sir." What? I'm like, so I look at the homeless prick that's trying to get free electricity.
Why didn't you let him use your phone?
He wasn't trying to use the phone. He was trying to charge up his phone because he's a loser lowlife. I said, "You! Get out! Get out! They're not going to let you use it. Get the fuck out!" And the guy looks at me and goes, "You want to step outside?" I go, "As soon as I get my pizzas." Right?
Wow.
He goes outside. I go put my pizzas in the car. I look. He's gone.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Right? The more you kowtow to these lowlifes, it's like they're going to just keep coming back for more. He knows he can't use your electricity. He's a jackass. And you people are pushing away Little Caesars on Beach and Ball, a paying customer who's been using your place, who's not just buying a pizza, he's buying 10 pizzas from you, right? And I do it every month, all right? Rant concluded.
What was your favorite match on GCF? Don't bullshit me now.
I have to say it was the first match, the championship
match.
Because of the way it ended. Because of the way it ended.
It was 90 seconds long.
Well,
you like experiences that are 90 seconds long.
we didn't do our job since we're not the favorite match, so maybe we should just conclude it right now.
No. I take it back.
We didn't have a finish.
Hold on.
Let's go to a finish.
The best match I've ever seen,
Joey, get me a referee.
Was the match between you two.
All right.
There we go.
There you go.
Gosh.
What were we going to say?
Nothing. I was just trying to look for that little guy to be your referee.
What do you think about the ultra-violent match? I mean, it's your dojo and there's blood and Skittles and an ironing board. I haven't seen an ironing board in a long time.
Let me just say this. Congratulations.
Yeah, there weren't even any women in the match.
Right? Who's going to do all the laundry? What?
My point is this. Okay, here's what I have to say about that. If you're going to make a huge mess like that, right? You clean it up yourself, all right? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's a shoot. Clean it up yourself next time.
I mean, but Freddie Helmut's face was half destroyed. You can't expect him to push a broom.
Well,
afterwards, he's bleeding everywhere.
Well,
Tony was eating Skittles, so he was busy.
After I got done fixing Helmut's face, if you remember, I had to go down and clean that shit up. Right? This guy comes down. You need to mop up the ring because there's been Freddie Helmut blender.
The ring had to be mopped up. I'm not trying to get hepatitis, HIV. We should have people that are standing by that are ready to sweep and mop. It shouldn't have to be you. Why should it have to be you?
Well, because we have freeloaders who hang out, and it shouldn't have to be me. But if it isn't me,
I was ready to do it.
I mean, I've got confidence in Freddie Helmuth, but he is from the gutters of L.A. And L.A. is not the most.
In Freddie Helmut's defense, I was piecing his face back together. We weren't sure if his nose was broken. There was blood everywhere.
And people were trying to eat the Skittles. You had little kids trying to eat it like it was a piñata. Like Freddie Elma's
I
face.
saw Noah with
Was a
some of that
piñata.
kid, yeah.
I'm like, no, kid, no.
I looked down
Skittles
and
are
I
bad
saw
for you.
a woman reach in the ring. She started sifting through something. I said, what's she going in the ring for? What is she doing? Trying to get out.
What?
And then I realized she was trying to pick out her favorite piece of candy. I looked down, the whole front row was sitting there eating the candy from the
Oh,
ring.
Jesus.
Covered in blood, eating candy.
People, if they get something for free,
And you're worried about your pizza. your whole fan base is sitting there eating
No,
blood candy.
that was GCF's fan base. That was not
I
my
understand
fan
why they
base.
like Little Caesars pizza. If you're willing to eat Little Caesars, you're probably willing to eat some blood-covered
Blood
Skittles.
candy.
Hey, guys, sell that for $2 a slice now. Let's not talk like that.
What do you think about Phoenix Kid jumping off the roof of the dojo?
Well, you know what? It was almost as good as when Rudy jumped off the roof of the dojo onto Othello. I thought it was quick. I almost missed it, but yeah, it was something else I had to clean up after they were gone. So yeah, all around the card was fantastic. We saw some good new young up and comers. The Bomb Squad and what's the vampire looking kid's name with a long hair? Really buff. Hyde, fantastic wrestlers.
Oh, by the way, Jamal
Okay.
is watching, so you let Jamal know, like, dude.
And B.A. Marcus Frey, beat
Jamal,
Freddie
where are
Flores.
you? You told me someone would be here from your organization.
Well, it looks like maybe they're busy buying more candy from from Party City or whatever.
We're looking at another
The crowd,
chapter
yeah.
to our confrontation. We're looking to come to a conclusion between the Uber Stud and the other, Stud.
This will
As the
end, and there
case
will
may
not
be.
be an asterisk by my win record any longer.
I'm gonna be the one in the 178 or whatever, and one.
Quick question, guys. Who did it better, Rudy or this cat this Saturday?
Didn't they both lose? Didn't
I'm just-
it mean a lot of nothing?
Rudy did it first. Rudy did it against the Titan of a man,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The Godzilla of pro wrestling.
Okay.
So he landed on one guy with intent to hurt. Phoenix Kid landed on 5 guys. So you figure it out, right? Is it harder taking on one giant or 5 human beings?
Yeah, the last time I landed on
Five
5
guys.
guys, things almost went real south.
I was to say, I'm surprised you kept your mouth shut that long.
You don't jump off a roof onto no guys.
All right, yeah, that's true.
Well, 5
Hey, I almost saw Mike O'Shea jump off the roof, but not on his own accord one time. That was funny.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
he was watching from up top, looking down, and one of the rails snapped off, and he almost went for a dive.
That sounds
Gotta
like
reinforce
Mike
them rails.
Oh, someone's got to lose. All right. So there's no telling where GCF is going to go from here. Based on the last 2 shows they've done here, fantastic. They had to overcome some booking and some prima donnaism, but they were able to keep their feet moving and put on a hell of a show. I just want to give a shout out to R.J. Wallace and Joseph Saint.
Yep. And every Sunday at 3 o'clock, they're gonna be on free admission.
They have replaced the Bully Zone. They will be here Sundays at 3 o'clock. Tune into that. We'll see you there this weekend.
It's not okay
Yes.
to be a bully these days.
I guess not.
Can't be a bully. That's what's
Hi, Nora.
going on in all the kids
And
circles.
now June 22nd,
Anti-bullying. So instead
Yeah.
of the bully zone, now it's going to be, what shall we call it?
Mats and Marks.
Uh,
I saw it. I watched.
Marks and Mats,
that's
Mats and
terrible. I was
Marks. You're
thinking
right.
of like
Mats and Marks.
the all-included zone, the we love everyone zone, something like this.
The UBU zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All included zone.
yeah.
I get it. That's pretty good. All right, let's get back. No Pity. That is June 29th here in Stanton. We will see the tag team titles defended. We will see not only the Lucha Pro title defended, but also he will go up and once again try to capture that Orange County Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title. What do you think of that? What are you going to do differently this time?
I just want to know what the special stipulation is that's going to let him weasel out of it this time. I already beat him once before. I had him on the ground.
You made him quit.
Crying and screaming like a little baby. Made him quit. And he's still walking around with my title.
I'm sorry, Gustin. You're absolutely right. That was a loophole that I missed in the contract signing, and frankly, that's on me. I can only apologize and promise that will not, shall not, cannot ever happen again.
You gotta read these contracts really carefully, man. Venice Dragon is
It was
crafty.
in Spanish, and I was like, okay, I made.
Get a translator. Don't try to like
I
suffer
knew what it
through.
said. I just missed that.
Your
that-
Spanish is worse than Voodoo Master Spanish. Y tu también.
And you people better get it together too. I don't want to have to come down to that ring and break anything up. I got my
You
own
people.
problems. Yeah, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Chocolate and ginger over there. You better come to a
Chocolate and ginger ale?
Yeah.
You will see Mikey O'Shea in action. You will see Guy Cool in action. You may even see Guy Cool and Mikey O'Shea finish the match they had. We don't have all the matchups put together yet, but rest assured that it will be an action-packed night. Tickets are $15 at the door, $10 pre-sale. Here in Stanton at the Della O Training Center. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6 p.m. If there's nothing else,
Are you ready to get back to it?
Let's
You ready to
finish
get back to it?
this!
All right.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get
Back to
we're
it.
gonna do it.
All right.
ladies and gentlemen,
He's overpowering me. Oh, he's overpowering me.